Hey guys, Dislitter Magic here, and it's time for another legendary episode of MTG Legends. If you're not familiar with the series, basically it's anything really noteworthy that happened in the history of Magic. Could be a card design, a business decision, an occurrence at a tournament, pretty much anything like that. Anything that you might go to FNM and hear a partially accurate story about. Now here's how you know this particular story is a good one. I thought when I first heard this that people were either completely making it up, it was a complete myth, or just something like that. Like it couldn't be true. Well, hours of research later, yes, this is my most researched video ever, it turns out that, well, I'll give it a 95% chance of being correct. How about that? I mean, what the story I'm going to say happened, it's just a matter of how you want to interpret it. Let's talk about Harold Arthur McNeill. He did some art for quite a few cards, actually. I believe it was 27 different cards, or at least 27 different artworks that actually ended up on cards. And it was a lot of really early stuff, a lot of like Legends and Tempest. And that's when the game was rolling, it was getting popular, people were playing it, and Wizards was like, okay, we got a product here. It wasn't just a one and done stupid card game that died. I would assume at that point they'd be kind of choosy about, you know, what they say to the public, what they put on cards. And this is coming, as far as I know, almost exactly right after they got in trouble for like cult imagery, satanic imagery, insensitive to certain religions imagery, violent imagery, scary imagery. I mean, you name it, somebody was complaining about it. And they didn't want that kind of PR. They were just like, whatever, we'll keep it a little bit more tame. We'll get the, the style down to more science fiction-y and artistic and beautiful instead of, ooh, look how creepy and weird that is. Plus, it was legitimately insensitive. But everybody remembers one card made by this Harold McNeill guy. So there's a dumpster fire of a card coming from Legends called Invoke Prejudice. Can't make that one up. And so, based on the name and the artwork, people were like, yeah, they're in like black robes, but that looks like KKK members to me. And I think back then maybe it was kind of on par with, oh, ha, borrowed hostility, looks like Nicolas Cage. Let's call it the Nicolas Cage card. Let's all make a joke about Nicolas Cage posing for the artwork, which is perpetuated exclusively by my channel, but still, it looks like him. But everybody's, just joking. Oh, ha, Invoke Prejudice and its KKK members. Ha, that's so funny. What a great joke. Yeah, as it turns out, I don't know if you've been to Harold Arthur McNeill's website, but between his website, Facebook, all that, I have checked quite literally every post, every JPEG, and every image, everything that has been posted on anything he owns that I could find. A very disturbing waste of time, by the way. So I noticed three major themes here, and FYI, hate to ruin the ending here, but some of this imagery I'm about to show on screen is deeply disturbing. Actually, mildly disturbing. I kept the deeply disturbing ones out. Don't go to his website. Theme number 1, he freaking loves cats. Awesome. Theme number 2, and this is, I just gotta preface this, mostly so I don't get sued, so take that for what it is. My opinion, my interpretation on all of this, and that applies to everything from here on out in the video, it would appear through my expert opinion in modern art that he likes Hitler. Why do I say that? Because there's this, I don't know if Hitler said that. Maybe he did, but he's on it. That's definitely him. Then there's this one, which, looks an awful lot like him. Must have been the old Hitler, I don't know. And of course it says, they whom you are taught to hate are often those your oppressors most fear. Yeah, only because it took so long to develop the nukes, okay? After that, we were pretty damn sure we were going to win, so... Then we've got what I could only call the swastika, which is a three-sided totally not swastika, totally not in exact Nazi colors, saying victory or death, and then Harold Arthur McNeill. Harold, you're not making this hard for me at all. You're really not. And you know what? That eagle head that it appears to be looks awfully familiar, and I don't mean from the Arizona Falcons. Oh yeah, wasn't that on the top of flagpoles or something? Because, I mean, this one that says Aryan Way because we care, beyond fear and greed, Harold Arthur McNeill. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I remember an eagle or a hawk or whatever the hell that is being, their symbol. Not that good at history, but I don't know, it looks familiar. Oh yeah, flagpoles that look kind of like that. Sweet. And of course, a bunch of dead bodies and skeletons in the background. A knight with kind of Nazi religious imagery on a black horse, which that has connotations. Not going to get way into it. I just want to breeze over these. And the flag basically just says not equal. I wonder what that could possibly mean. I wonder who he thinks is not equal. And then we got the not swastika, or I was going to think of a better term, but well, the other one was the swastika knot, so this would be the not stika, the swastika. It's not a swastika is what I'm saying. It's totally something completely different, you guys. I might as well give up at this point. This video is getting demonetized, and there's nothing I can do about it. I could right now say I am completely against neo-Nazis and all that racism crap, and it doesn't matter. It just doesn't. The voice identification program, if it picks it up, it's over for this video. Screw you, YouTube. I hate you and your stupid, unfair demonetization. Well, then we got this one, which, I don't know, that honestly looks like something from American Gladiators there. I can't really tie that to one, but freedom through ability, republic. That just sounds Nazi-ish. I mean, you know, see, you throw up something like this, and people are like, oh, well, that could be interpreted different ways. It's art. Take it in context with the rest. The guy's a freaking Nazi. In my opinion. What else we got? This one's from his personal Facebook page. I think he just shared it or liked it or something, reposted it. FYI, this is about the most racist thing I've ever seen in my entire life. So if you're sensitive to that kind of thing, I hate to put a trigger warning on it, but this is just unbelievable. And I think he posted this like 2 years in a row too, if I remember correctly. Oh my God. It's Happy Hanukkah from Harold. Kind of speaks for itself. Looks maybe a little bit anti-Semitic, just a touch. And I just breezed over the deeply satanic imagery. I mean, not everybody would catch that right away, but I'm just going to take a wild guess that's what he was going for. Here's one of Charles Manson, though, because why the hell not? Oh, yeah, struggle against cowardice. And what does that say? Commemorating 60 years. Why? Why would you commemorate this douchebag? He should have been executed. By the way, that's a legit swastika on his forehead, but I guess his out on that, the whole I'm not a racist, I'm not a Nazi, is, well, he actually has that tattoo in real life. Not Harold, Charles Manson, although, I don't know, I haven't seen Harold lately. Or ever. But wait, there's more. I'm not even going to throw this one up because it's so deeply messed up, but he posted something on Facebook alongside the Aryan Way poster that he made, or whatever you want to call it. The funny thing is the first part I agree with. It's like, oh, people think that, you know, like gun laws are going to keep us safe and stop the mass shootings when we had rifle ranges on the, you know, high school and middle school, you know, gym classes and stuff. I mean, come on. Not wrong, but then he goes straight off the deep end, unfortunately, like a lot of conservatives. I'm obviously pretty conservative, but morons like this make us look, oh, just a hair bad, especially when they're Nazis. What the hell does the right to protect yourself with a weapon in case you're threatened or your life's in danger? What does that have to do with white power? I don't see the connection. I think anybody of any color should buy a gun. So, yeah. But then, oh, all doctors are in some kind of secret evil cult. And they're paid disciples of it, and they're all hiding the facts, and it's a systematic this and that, and just, you know, just lunacy. I've seen crazier crap. Like, oh my God, that last story that I gave about that lady who stopped in my shop and just handed me this crazy conspiracy theory thing, said some weird crap, and then walked out, and I honestly probably just should have had her checked out. This is about a 5 out of 10. That was about an 11. So, still, the guy's not right. I mean, he can hide behind, oh, it's art, it's art. It's just, I'm fascinated by this and that and the other thing. In fact, on his homepage, he says something about like, oh, these are my influences and I just think it's interesting. Yeah, but you're also clearly a Nazi, so, my opinion, by the way. Oh, and possibly a Satanist. Or just deeply insensitive to that kind of thing. I don't know, one or the other. He also really likes cats. So, I mean, he has one redeeming quality. Oh, I almost forgot. Oh my God, I almost forgot. He also seems to be extremely sexist. Like, the way I interpreted a lot of his, what do you call it? A lot of his art, I guess that's being generous. That's why I forgot the word art for a second there. But yeah, it looks like all women are evil. They're all devils, and they're whatever. That's the interpretation I got. I think this guy likes white males even more than like a fox hunting club or like some kind of golf course / clay pigeon shooting range. And you know what's ironic is everywhere I've been in Wisconsin shooting, which is all over the place, everybody of every color shows up to the gun range and nobody cares. Nobody thinks it's weird. That's who we live with and work with and talk with on a daily basis. Nobody gives a crap about color here in Wisconsin. I'm going to take a wild guess Harold McNeill is not from Wisconsin. I'm not at this point sure that he's not from Germany, actually. And if I want to go art critic for a second here, he likes to really rip off other people's ideas and lore and storylines and that kind of thing. That's not something you want to do if you're an artist. Like, I mean, he literally named one of them, like, here's Cthulhu. Well, you didn't write that, and that's not yours. I mean, I guess feel free to make a painting of it or a carving or whatever the hell it was, but, I mean, come on. So here's what somebody had to say in the comment section. Yes, there's a comment section on the card Invoke Prejudice on the Gatherer website, by the way. Just an FYI about the artist, Harold McNeill. I'm not going to get through this. I'm just not. I'm just going to read it and try not to break out laughing. I met him in 95 at Wizards of the Coast Artist Caravan along with other magic artists. I expressed to him my enjoyment of his, I thought, absurd art for Invoke Prejudice. That's one way to put it. He lit up and said I might be interested in some of his other art. That's code for, oh, you're a Nazi too? By the way, he didn't write that, I added that. He pulled out a couple art books filled with racist and Nazi-inspired art. Creeped out beyond belief, I sheepishly thanked him and got the hell away from that table as quick as I could. Quickly is the correct phrase, not quick. It's an adverb. There's a reason why he has done almost zero professional work for a long time. His MySpace, I couldn't find that one. I was looking on Facebook, damn. His MySpace confirms he's a complete racist nut job. I'd say not that there's anything wrong with that, but this is the 21st century, and yeah, there's something wrong with that. Posted by Reapersaurus. Thanks, Reapersaurus. That's fantastic. Now, here's where this goes so far off the rails. So far. I mean, this is hilarious. Every single card has a unique identifier in Wizard system. So, like, if you were to go to, like, Negate, I'm sure it has what they call a multiverse ID. That's their name for the variable in the database that fetches it, or I should say, like, the parameter in the query that fetches that number from the database and correctly fetches the correct artwork. It's basically like the card's index number, if you're familiar with databases. The multiverse ID for this card, which I assume is randomly generated, although, I gotta wonder... 1488. Hey, what does that mean? I had to look it up because I wasn't familiar. Let's go to urbandictionary.com. 14 stands for the 14 words, which you're probably familiar with because of, racist neo-Nazi idiots marching in Charlotte. And the 14 words are, we must secure the existence of our people and a future for white children. Oh, they're so close if they just would have taken out the word white and put human. Darn those aliens trying to take over Earth. Frickin' lizard people running the government on this flat earth. Anyway, a phrase coined by David Lane, not George Rockwell, who instead started the term white power. 88 can refer to HH, because it's the 8th letter of the alphabet, I guess, which is Heil Hitler, or to another of David Lane's works, the 88 Precepts, which that actually I think is the more accurate one. That's an essay he wrote, and it's in his book, and whatever. I'm sure it's really racist. So... 1488 is apparently a very popular term. This has 1,274 upvotes, so I don't think this was just from Magic or somebody made it up. So, I don't know. I guess people put it on shirts and get it tattooed and whatever. So, Invoke Prejudice is number 1488. Who the hell would have done that on purpose? Because Harold had no say in it. Somebody at Wizards had to have thought that it was either a really funny joke or whoever at Wizards picked that number is a complete and utter racist. Now, it is possible, though, I mean, you do the math, that was randomly assigned. Now, if it is a true index number, which it probably isn't because then deletions would result in skipping and you'd have gaps, but if that was an index number, it is incremental. It cannot be set. It is auto-generated by the database when the line is created in that table. So maybe it's a coincidence, maybe it's not. I'd lean towards it somehow not being. I mean, you could look. So this one's from Legends. Let's just see what 1487 is. It's In the Eye of Chaos, also from Legends. So I don't know. Maybe Legends was just that's what order the cards were. If you look at 89, it's Juxtapose, also from Legends. In fact, that's actually like alphabetical order. So maybe it's a coincidence. I don't know. It's awfully funny though. People keep making fun of it. And then there's like 50 pages of arguments about whether this is racist or not. If you know Harold, let's just go with it is. There's MTG Salvation topics about this. There's Reddit topics about this. It seems like everybody has the same artistic vision as I do. Or I should say the artistic interpretation as I do. But make of this what you will. I gotta say, though, I wish I had an end to this story. I wish I had, so Wizards found out about his other work and then banned him from ever making, an artwork for them again. There's a rumor that that's what happened, but I couldn't find any confirmation or proof. I think even a couple people in the post, mentioned it. They're like, he was banned, but I think they're just, guessing. I'm gonna take a wild guess that, he made it on the blacklist pretty quick. I mean, they don't want somebody like this anywhere near their company. They want to keep him at 40-foot pole distance. So, I mean, the way I see it, verdict is Wizards accidentally hired somebody who was a psychotic, racist, satanic, nut job, white supremacist, possible KKK enthusiast. They hired him to make some of the artwork and then got called out on it and stopped and didn't hire him anymore. That's at least my take on it. I don't know. If anybody has any more details or solid facts on this, I would love to hear them. Otherwise, that's about it for this wonderful, happy, cheery story. So if you want to go give this wonderful individual a review of his artwork on his Facebook page, not hard to find, Harold.McNeill, 2 L's. I assume a lot of you are professional art critics and will give him some very constructive feedback. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll tell you right now, I already have the next MTG Legends in mind, and it is a doozy. A lot funnier than this one, though, by the way. A lot less dark. I will see you guys next video.